In the far reaches of the northern hemisphere, where the ocean breathes beneath an endless sheet of ice, a quiet world endures. The air burns cold, the water moves and whispers, and light drifts softly across a landscape sculpted by frost and wind. Here, in the Arctic's secret heart, life exists almost in defiance of nature's extremes. Beneath the frozen surface glide the wanderers of this icy realm, the narwhals. Known as the unicorns of the sea, narwhals have inspired legends for centuries. Once, their long spiral tusks were believed to hold magical powers, prized by merchants and kings. But beyond myth lies a creature every bit as extraordinary as imagination once described. An animal perfectly shaped by cold, by darkness, and by the rhythm of a frozen ocean. Narwhals are toothed whales, close kin to the beluga. They inhabit Arctic waters around Canada, Greenland, Norway, and Russia, places where the sea freezes solid for half the year and summer is little more than a fragile season of light. To survive here requires more than adaptation, it demands mastery. From birth, a narwhal's life is bound to the sea. The ocean is both cradle and kingdom, offering everything it needs: food, shelter, and the open distance that guides its endless migration. Narwhals are born in sheltered bays during the brief Arctic summer. Calves, bluish-gray at first, stay close to their mothers, learning to navigate the labyrinth of ice. Each breath they take must be timed between drifting flows, each dive a lesson in patience. Even before they grow their famed tusks, these young wanderers begin to learn the language of the deep. As winter approaches, the Arctic transforms. The sun sinks lower with each passing day, the horizon fading to a long twilight. Vast sheets of pack ice close over the sea, and the narwhals begin their migration. A patient movement through half-frozen channels that stretch for hundreds of kilometers. Traveling in pods, they communicate through clicks and whistles. Their sound pulses echo through the water, guiding them through the unseen corridors beneath the ice. For the narwhal, sound is as vital as sight. Through it, they sense depth, locate openings, and perhaps even share emotion. Each narwhal carries within it an instrument of rare beauty. The tusk. It is actually an elongated tooth, spiraling up to 3 meters long in adult males, and occasionally in females. Its twist is no accident of ornament, but a marvel of biology. Within its structure runs a system of millions of nerve endings, making it a sensitive probe that detects subtle changes in water temperature, salinity, and pressure. Scientists still debate its full purpose. Some believe it signals dominance, a symbol within the social hierarchy. Others suspect it allows these whales to sense and interpret their environment in ways still unseen by human understanding. Whatever its use, the tusk embodies the Arctic's quiet genius, function entwined with beauty. Life beneath the ice demands precision. In winter, when the ice thickens and daylight vanishes, narwhals live in the narrow cracks called leads, shifting openings that appear and close as the wind changes. These windows to the air dictate survival. The whales must know where to find them. For the ocean, though vast, can quickly become a trap. One wrong turn beneath the ice, one misjudged dive, and even these masters of the cold can perish. But through generations of instinct, passed down silently through their pods, the narwhals have learned the shape and breadth of the frozen sea. Their dives are among the deepest of all marine mammals. A single descent can exceed 1,500 meters, plunging into the blackness where pressure crushes and sound fades. There, far below human reach, they hunt the life hidden in darkness: Greenland halibut, polar cod, and deepwater squid. At such depths, eyesight fades into shadow. The narwhals rely instead on echolocation, sending out precise clicks and listening for echoes that sketch the unseen world around them. To them, each pulse paints a living map of the deep. Hunting in this silent realm is a perilous art. Food is scarce, the cold unrelenting, and predators never far. Orcas patrol the ice edge, their speed and strength making them the narwhal's most fearsome rivals. Polar bears, too, though bound to the surface, wait at breathing holes, patient and cunning. Against such odds, narwhals rely on stealth and cohesion. When threatened, entire pods can vanish beneath the ice, scattering into the maze until danger passes. Their strength lies not in confrontation, but in unity and memory, an inherited wisdom shaped by survival itself. As spring arrives, the Arctic begins to stir again. Light returns first as a faint glow, then as sweeping days of gold that melt the edges of the frozen sea. This awakening is brief but spectacular. Rivers burst from snow-laden valleys, bringing nutrients into the ocean. Plankton blooms under the thawing ice, feeding fish, seals, and the whales that follow them. For narwhals, it is the signal to return northward, tracing migratory routes that have remained unchanged for centuries. In these warmer months, they gather in greater numbers in coastal inlets and fjords. Here, the sea is calmer, the water rich with life. For scientists, these gatherings offer rare moments to observe the narwhal's social world, an intricate dance of sound, movement, and instinct. Males may cross tusks in slow, deliberate displays, sometimes lightly striking one another, perhaps testing strength or simply asserting presence. Females tend to young calves, guiding them through the rhythms of feeding and surfacing. The pods move in quiet concert, bonded not by force but by shared intelligence. Narwhals possess a calm, deliberate grace in motion. Unlike their distant relatives, the dolphins, they avoid acrobatic leaps or surface play. Their strength lies in their subtlety, the steady glide, the soft exhale through the Arctic mist, the unhurried rhythm that mirrors the pulse of the sea itself. Everything about them seems designed for balance, conserving energy in a place where every breath counts. For Inuit communities who have shared these waters for over 1,000 years, the narwhal is more than a creature of fascination. It is part of life's fabric. Their stories weave narwhals into the spirit of the Arctic, symbols of endurance and sacred continuity. Traditionally hunted with respect, narwhals provided food, tools, and material for survival in a land where generosity of nature comes sparingly. Today, Inuit knowledge continues to guide researchers, revealing behavioral patterns no satellite or sonar can fully trace. In this collaboration between science and tradition, the narwhal's story grows richer still. But even the deep wisdom of adaptation has its limits. The modern Arctic is changing faster than at any time in its long history. Warming temperatures are thinning the ice cover, reshaping migration routes, and altering the food web on which these animals depend. Open water now stretches where solid ice once lay year-round. Where the sea ice retreats, so do many of the creatures that live beneath it, and the narwhal, whose life is tied so intimately to the frozen edge, is being forced to adjust. Increased human activity follows the melting ice. Ships travel new routes once blocked by frozen seas, bringing sound, pollution, and disturbance to once quiet waters. For an animal that navigates by sound and thrives in silence, this intrusion is profound. Narwhals are sensitive to noise. Sonar or heavy vessel traffic can drive them from feeding grounds or confuse their delicate communication networks. Their world, measured for millennia by the rhythms of ice and tide, now feels the accelerating pulse of change. Still, the narwhal endures. It continues to dive, to migrate, to raise young in the gleaming light of Arctic dawns. Its presence reminds us that even amidst transformation, life finds ways to persist. In the narwhal's journey across the frozen sea, we see the story not just of survival, but of adaptation as art, a living echo of an older Earth, one that remembers balance where the modern world often forgets. What allows this endurance is a blend of instinct and mystery. Female narwhals, for example, often live longer than males, sometimes reaching 50 years or more. Their social bonds strengthen the pod, anchoring generations together across the decades. Calves born today inherit migratory knowledge thousands of years in the making. The Arctic, though changing, still breathes through them. In the endless twilight of winter months, when the ice seals most of the northern sea, the narwhal remains beneath, patient, invisible, still. No satellite can see them then. No human eye witnesses their slow drift, their deep dives, their quiet communion in darkness. Yet beneath the ice, life continues, unseen, unwavering. The narwhal's calm persistence becomes a kind of poetry, written not in words, but in motion and breath against the silence of the deep. Reflecting on their world invites reflection upon our own. The narwhal survives not by dominating its environment, but by listening to it, by reading the subtle signals of ice and current, by adjusting, by never straying far from the patterns that sustain it. In that humility lies wisdom. It is a lesson etched in ivory and in time. To endure, one must first understand. Humanity, gazing into the warming Arctic, may yet learn from the narwhal's patience. As night settles over the ice once more, the sea glows faintly under the aurora's shimmer. Beneath, the narwhals travel together, their movements slow and sure. Each exhale sends a quiet puff of mist to the surface, a brief mark of existence before it disappears into the cold air. They glide onward through dark corridors of water, unhurried, unbroken, as they have for centuries. Through them, we glimpse the deep resilience of nature. Each tusk a story of evolution, each dive a testament to life's will to flourish even in the most inhospitable place on Earth. The narwhal reminds us that the Arctic, though fragile, is not empty. It is full of sound, silence, motion, and memory, bound together by creatures that have mastered the art of living within limits. In their journey lies a reflection of the planet itself, changing, enduring, adapting. And as long as the frozen sea remains, and the light of the northern sun touches its surface, the wanderers will continue their passage through it, timeless travelers of a sea both ancient and alive. The Arctic will breathe on, whispering through cracks of ice and currents unseen, carrying with it the song of the narwhal, the quiet music of persistence, balance, and wonder.